What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. In today's recap, Cal Raleigh is doing Barry Bonds things as a catcher. I'm not even joking. He's inching closer and closer to a Barry Bonds record. Shohei, he's back to being a unicorn. He had a casual 5 RBIs, 7 total base game in a game that he started and struck out 2. Boston fans, they are not happy at all with MLB and the replay system, and they're asking, why even have replay if they're still going to get it wrong? Not going to lie, I'm on their side. Jazz Chisholm Jr. had a run-in with an Orioles backstop. Ooh, that looked crazy. And staying with the Yankees, they just lost another pitcher. They might have their sights on another pitcher, though, for a trade deadline acquisition. Mickey Moniak has been playing like Mickey Mantle over the last month, and Jack Caglione, wait until you see what he did against the Padres. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. We recap every single baseball game almost every single day, so stick around, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy, as well as using code Fuzzy on Underdog when you download to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit. You get a free pick'em almost every single day. All you have to do is sign up, choose higher or lower on players you think are going to do well or not. It's literally that simple. Use code Fuzzy on Underdog, but as a reminder, always play responsibly. Real quick, because I wasn't able to post yesterday, I wasn't able to show the Mets hitting 7 home runs in one game. All 7, by the way, were solo home runs. That's a brand new MLB record. Soto had 2 home runs and 4 base hits. He's been the best hitter in the NL the last 3 weeks, so everyone writing him off as an overpaid player. He's been demolishing baseballs lately, and it was the most expected breakout ever because he's Juan Soto. Coming up first, of course, we have to go find Cal Raleigh in a game that featured 9 home runs. You heard that right, 1 away from 10. Quick math. Of course, it all started with Cal 440 feet, 10 to 15 rows deep to straightaway center field. That's his 4th in his last 3 games. He has 31 home runs. And if you're wondering who owns the record for most home runs before the All-Star break, it's Barry Bonds with 39. Seiya said see ya for the 19th time this year. That's number 2 on the day, at least for both teams. 3 and 4 came off the bats of Dom Canzone and Donnie Barrels. Reese McGuire, he spanked this baseball. I've not made that joke in quite some time, but 432 feet, my goodness. That's the 2nd home run for him this week. Seiya and Canzone, they both added a 2nd home run of the day. Seiya now has 20. Canzone now has 3 home runs and a 171 OPS plus his first 12 games this year. He had a 930 OPS in AAA. The dude flat out rakes. He just needs consistent playing time. Donnie Barrels, Donovan Solano, he also had 2. What is going on in Wrigley? That's the 8th of the day, and King Tuck, he makes it 9. So back-to-back games for Kyle Tucker with a home run. He has 15 home runs and a near 170 OPS plus. The Cubs, they got close until Seattle. They pulled away and never looked back. The rookie Cole Young had an RBI. Randy had 2 more runs on his 19 double, and Solano, this is by far the biggest game of his career. RBIs 4 and 5. The Mariners are 39 and 37. Their OPS on the road is 120 points higher. They got to fix that stupid batter's eye back in Seattle because, again, they kind of stink at home. The Cubs are 46 and 31, so they're A-okay. Ooh, we have multiple ejections coming up in this next one. Boston, they went up 1 when Elliot Ramos dropped in 1 with the bases loaded. Jaron, I mean, see kids, this is why you hit your cutoff man. Devers, he's a sitting duck. 2 still score for Elliot Ramos. Another out on the bases. Sadon, he drilled a double. Abraham Toro tried to evade the tag, but yeah, he's out the baseline, so he is out. It's 2-1 Giants in the 5th. Not anymore. Rob Reschneider straight up might be the best platoon bat in baseball. He's batting .311 with a 900 OPS versus lefties since 2019. Romy also rakes versus lefties as well. That is the 2nd home run of the inning off of Robbie Ray. That started an avalanche of long balls. The weather's heating up, and these power bats are going crazy. Casey Schmidt, listen to his stats. I said that Juan Soto's been the best hitter in the NL the last few weeks. It might be Casey Schmidt. He's batting .415 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs his last 12 games. Yaz, he bounced one into the bay. The Kayaks, they're rolling over. They're having some fun out there. Sadon, his 2nd extra base hit of the game is a solo home run. He's batting .330 with a 970 OPS since June 28th. The Giants, they tied it real quick with a Fitzgerald bunt, and check out how the Red Sox gave away the lead. 3rd out, nope. Romy flat out missed it, and he botches it. Elliot Ramos secured a 4 RBI day after that. He's one of my favorite players to watch in baseball. He flat out demolishes baseballs. Ejection time, Jaron, he had a double, and it was clear as day that even though his finger got off the bag, he got right back on before the tag. He was clearly safe, but they still called him out, and obviously he's going to get ejected. He's ran. Alex Cora, he's steaming angry. He's ejected as well. Before the game ended, Willie Adames gave a fan a souvenir to take home. That's his 9th of the season. The Giants, with Rafael Devers, they take the series versus Boston 2-1, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. The Giants have won 2 games in a row. The Padres are also trying to win 2 games in a row and stay within 5 games of first place. How is this a real stat? That is the first strikeout for Luis Arraez since what, May 25th? 113 plate appearances. He was so shocked. He said, wow, on that pitch out the hand of Seth Lugo. Now, nothing happened for either team for a while when Salvi, he changed that with a loud swing, a 2-run blast, his 5th of the month. He's finally kind of breaking out. Lugo, he put the Padres in a blender. He had 7 strikeouts over 6 shutty, and at one point he set down 18 in a row, but it was 1 run because he tried to go for 7. He allowed a base runner before getting replaced by Lucas Erceg. There goes the lead. It's 2-2 on a Jose Iglesias pinch hit 2-run oppo knock, and I didn't know that this next clip happened until I was making the script. I was off my phone all day, so I didn't see it. Jack Caglione used all of that 6'5" frame, maybe even 6'6", to rob Jackson Merrill. I said, oh my God, out loud when I saw that. Jackson, you can't really do anything but tip your cap. The Padres, they're now stealing runs. Fermin dropped one in, and Drew Waters, he had to turn on the Jets. He tried his best to avoid the tag. This was a crazy, crazy play at home, but he is out, so the inning is over. Bobby, he could not complete the 360 no-scope. Jose Iglesias, he walks it off with a fielder's choice. The Padres, they've won 2 games in a row. They're 42-35. The Royals cannot find any momentum lately. They're 38-40. Now, before we show Ohtani going unicorn mode again, we had some more craziness in the Orioles and Yankees game. Adley, he's already out because he got hurt, and Baltimore's about to lose another catcher. Now, the Orioles did go up on a Ryan O'Hearn RBI knock, and Colton Cowser, he laced the ball the other way for a second run. DJ, he did something that he's rarely done. He pulled a baseball. That's his 3rd base hit all year to left field, so 1 scores, and a second's going to score on a collision. Hanley, Maverick Hanley, he had to come up the line to try and grab it, then he got clothesline. It's not really Jazz's fault. He lost his cleats in the process. Prayers up to Maverick Hanley and that he doesn't have any issues going forward. Dean Kremer and Will Warren, they were both disgusting. So now it's up to the bullpens. Fernando Cruz struck out 3 to avoid any damage later in the game. Now the Yankees are hitting. After Stanton advanced Ben Rice to 3rd base in the 8th inning, Jazz hit one to the track. Now, I forgot to mention Goldie, he's pinch running for Giancarlo Stanton. It's going to be a bang-bang play. Goldie safe, a 2-run double for Jazz. He's been a firecracker. He's probably the only Yankee that would even attempt at trying to score on this play. Jazz is now batting .350 with 7 extra base hits, 11 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases with a near 1,000 OPS since returning from the IL. Devin Williams, he got it done, his 10th save. He has a 1.6 ERA his last 18 games. The Yankees are 45-32. The Orioles are 33-44. One more story about the Yankees. Oh, this one sucks. Ryan Yarbrough, he is going on the shelf, and take out the one implosion that he had a few weeks ago. He's been absolutely dominant. 7 of his last 8 starts have basically been him going 5 innings without allowing 2 or more runs. Yarbrough's on the shelf with Garrett Cole, Luis Hill, Marcus Stroman, Clark Schmidt. He's been banged up throughout the year. Is it time for the Yankees to break out a trade? Not so fast, according to Aaron Boone. He did a Yankees Classic. I've heard them say this 100 different times, that they get a player back from the IL and they consider it a trade deadline piece. So that was him, and an actual quote, getting Luis Hill back is going to be a trade deadline addition. Maybe he's got a point in saying that, but the Yankees, they're pretty much going to be rocking out with Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, and maybe some other guys. Is it time to face reality and go get a guy like Merrill Kelly? I don't have any sources, but I'm hearing through the grapevines that the Yankees really like Merrill Kelly's ability to keep the baseball on the ground, and Merrill is a free agent after 2026. So if the Diamondbacks fall further and further in the standings, I would expect them to ship out a few guys, including Josh Naylor and Merrill Kelly. So keep an eye out for that. Ohtani bump day. Here we go. He's set for another opener start, so he's trying to build up one inning after another. He struck out Luis Garcia Jr. with a nasty breaking ball, and then he got low to chase at the splitter 10 feet outside. That's why this guy's the GOAT. I'm not even playing. I'm not being dramatic. To me, I'm going to say this. He is the greatest baseball player ever, and it's not particularly close. Nathaniel Lowe got some payback, not versus Ohtani. He ripped his 13th home run. It took a minute. It was called a double at first, but it was reversed. It's called a home run. He has 3 home runs the last 24 hours. Max Muncy, for the 200th time as a Dodger, he goes yard. He had 5 home runs total coming into his age 27 season. He's one of the best late bloomer power hitters I've seen in quite some time. We're going to skip to the 7th. The unicorn is up with the bases loaded. He already struck out 2 as an opener, and now he's tripling to clear the bases and score everyone. That's his 6th triple already. Mookie found a hole, so he plates Ohtani. Max, he's got another one, and he knew it too. His second 7 RBI game over the last 24 games. He has 24 RBIs and a .330 batting average the last 4 weeks. We have deja vu. Ohtani, he pulled a Nathaniel Lowe. It was called a double, but it was clearly a home run. It's off the fan's glove, that fan. The poor kid, his dad dropped an Ohtani baseball. Just a casual 7 total base, 5 RBI game from a guy who struck out 2 as a pitcher. Again, he's the greatest ever. The Dodgers are 48-31. So the Dodgers tied the Tigers for the most wins in baseball because Detroit is 4-5 their last 9, so they're going to try and go 5-5 and reclaim the best spot in baseball, the 49 wins. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. It was a low-scoring game for the first few hours. Tigers catcher Dylan Dingler made it 1-0 for Casey Mize, who ended up giving it up on a solo home run to Junior Caminero. Not before Riley Greene chopped his way in for a web gem in left field. Mize is geeked up, and Riley, he's doing it again. He went crazy in this game. 2 pretty fun web gems out on defense. He also had 3 base hits in the box. Here's number 19 for the 21-year-old Junior Caminero. Again, he's 21. He's on pace for 38 home runs and 100 RBIs. Expand those over 15 years when he's 36. He might have 500-plus home runs. I'm just throwing it out there. Mize, he's out after 5. I think he came out with an injury. And Littell also allowed 1 run over 5. So it's up to the bullpens. And they both, the Rays bullpen got torched, let's face it. Wencel Perez has been a massive add. That's his 6th home run in 22 games. Riley Greene can do no wrong. He had 3 web gems in 1 game. A lot of people were saying that he was trying too hard, like he didn't have to dive, but I consider those web gems okay. He also led off the 9th with a double. He had 3 base hits. Torkelson traded places, back-to-back doubles, and Wencel just ripped another RBI. This time as a lefty, he's got such a sick, aggressive swing. It's raining, and you know what they say, when it rains, it pours. Parker Meadows with a 3-run home run. He's been pretty bad off the IL, but wait until he gets going. The Rays, they got a few more as well, but the Tigers take it 9-3. They're 49-30. The Rays, they're still cruising, 43-35. Philly is cruising lately as well, except for that 7 solo home run day the day before. But anyways, June Schwarber, he's back at it. That's his 24th home run. And look at the rookie Otto Kemp. I love this dude's game. He lines one. He singles in the Philly 2nd run, and this is one of the most impressive home runs I've ever seen in my life. Edmundo Sosa, he loves hitting lefties, and you can see why. 430 feet on a 3-run home run the other way. Let me repeat. The other way, 430 feet. Not going to lie, that was pretty much it. Jesus Luzardo, he put the Mets in a blender. Almost 7 shutout with 7 strikeouts, just 3 base hits. Lindor, he swatted out his 16th. The dude's at 264 home runs. He's 2 stolen bases away from 200. He has 4 outs above average because he's Francisco Lindor. But the Phillies do reclaim first place in the East. They're 8-2 their last 10. They're 48-31. The Mets are 46-32 because they've lost 8 of their last 10. We just talked a bunch about Lindor, so let's talk about his old team who had a pretty good day at the office. The Josh Naylor trade lately is looking like a win-win. Kind of, we'll get there. Gabriel Arraez, that's the first run, and this is big. Nolan Jones with a lefty-lefty rocket double. Nolan Jones is batting .320 with an .855 OPS his last 19 games. They have to start trusting him more versus lefty starters because a few years ago with the Rockies, he hit over 300 versus lefties. David Fry, it's now a 3rd run thanks to Kwani swimming around and tapping on home plate. Slade Ciccone, he was the only player that the Guardians got in return for Josh Naylor. He's been a dog lately. 7 shutout versus a pretty good A's lineup. He only needed 79 pitches. He has a 2 ERA his last 4. Clase, dude, he almost blew it. But thankfully, he unleashed 99 past Muncy. Butler chopped at it. That is Clase's 18 save. The Guardians are 39-37. The A's are 32-48. So we got a good old-fashioned Wild Wild West duel. Just like in the Midwestern part of the country, Buxton had 2 more home runs, this time against the Brewers. You just saw his 16th. He's going to have his 17th later. A fan barehanded that, and the broadcast, they were like, we want to buy that dude they want to buy him a beer, and they did. So there it is. Anyway, Rhys Hoskins, he homered his 12th time doing that, and I know I'm skipping a lot in this game, but trust me, you just need to see this and what comes after. Ryan Jeffers, he made it a 5-3 game, so that's 3 home runs and 9 RBIs his last 14 games. He and Buxton have been putting the team on their backs lately. Bryce Terang, a 3-run Bryce bomb or a Terang tater, whatever you want to call it, 415 feet, and now Buxton's going to the 2nd deck. I can't believe these stats. He's batting, well, I can because he's Byron Buxton. He's batting .310 with 16 home runs, 43 RBIs, 11 stolen bases, 0 caught stealing his last 49 games. Carlos Correa, he collected 4 base hits. One of them was an RBI single, and after a Jeffers ground out, it's now 9-6 for Harrison Bader, who skied one to Sal. The wind almost completely changed this game. The hurricane wind cheat code from the old MLB 2K games was on. He barely catches it. Ty France, he beat the win, or maybe hit it into the win. I don't know. A 2-run home run. It's 9-8. Larnack, he's going to get his chance with 2-1 in the 9th. And Trevor McGill froze him. That's his 17th save. The Brewers, they complete a sweep. So Buxton has 2 home runs. Correa and Brooksley both had 4 base hits. They still lose their 3rd game in a row, and they're now 1-9. Their last 10, the Brewers, they've won 4 in a row. Here we go. Another game where the home run derby showed up a few weeks early. Logan O'Hoppe and the Halos, they're still taking on the Astros. He hit the first of 6 home runs. Mauricio Dubon is swinging like 2017 Jose Altuve lately. That's his 3rd home run the last week. Jeremy Pena, we're 425 feet to the rocks, his 11th home run already. The Astros, they won it 4-2 after a Rengifo error, and Christian Walker doubled. But Nolan Schanuel said, nah, F that. Get on my back, everyone. His 6th home run, he's batting .320 the last month. Dubon, hello? His 2nd of the game, that's 4 home runs the last week. Jeremy Pena had another multi-hit game on a second RBI extra base. He's been bananas. The ball got away from Logan O'Hoppe, and as much as I like Logan as a power bat, his defense is honestly becoming a liability. He's not very good at framing or blocking this year either. Jake Myers, he lifted a sac fly for a vital 8th run. It's vital because Shanuel, he grabbed his 4th RBI, and Zach Neto, he pummeled the baseball. That is a pinch hit home run off of Josh Hader. Nolan, maybe. Oh, it's off the wall. That's his 3rd base hit. He's fired up, and now the fish is up. It's a perfect final out off the bat of Mike Trout. He scorched it. Dang. The Astros are 45-33. The Halos 37-40. So the actual home run derby is going to be in Atlanta, which, by the way, what in the world is going on with those ticket prices? I'm not even going because, like, LA wasn't even this expensive. Anyways, Austin Riley had an RBI single, followed by a long home run from Kyle Stowers. The power has slowed a little bit, but he's still taking his walks, and he's also avoiding the strikeouts lately, I will say. Sandy had a weird inning because that's a single. Then he walked Matt Olson, so it's looking bad. Then he had 2 consecutive strikeouts against Riley and Ozuna, 2 experienced veterans. And then the rookie Drake Baldwin tagged him naturally. Drake has 6 RBIs his last 3 games, and he's been a brick wall behind the dish. He's kind of like the NL version of Carlos Narvaez. Sandy, he owes Otto Lopez dinner because Otto had 2 singles in the 3rd and the 5th to get Sandy off the hook of taking an L. Dane Myers, I didn't realize. I thought he maybe was slipping lately. No, he's still batting .320 with 5 DRS, 2 outs above average, and 8 stolen bases. Both teams, they traded an extra run, so it's 5-3 in the 9th. And Ronnie Henriquez, I think that's how you say it, he struck out Murphy. He has 48 strikeouts in 36 innings. That's his 2nd save. You might want to go grab him because he could get some leash as a closing pitcher, maybe. The Marlins are 31-45. The Braves, they drop back to 6 games under 500. 2025 Rangers don't make any sense to me because their staff has been nails and they have big names everywhere in the lineup, but they still somehow kind of stink. There was 11 runs between both teams in this game. Not a 1 came on a home run ball. Texas grabbed 2 for Jack Leiter, who gave it away in the 4th. Hayes had a single, and then Tommy Pham tied it with a sac fly. Jack Leiter got taken out after 4, and then some dude named Caleb Bushley or something like that, he was tasked with throwing the rest of the game, no matter what. He gave up 10 base hits and 5 earned runs. Bochy was like, yeah, you're going till your arm falls off, buddy. Nicky G had an RBI. Spencer Horwitz drilled the baseball as well for a 2-run double. And Cabrine, Jesus might be coming back, ladies and gentlemen. He got on base twice, and Pham had 2 RBI doubles to seal it. One in the 5th, another later in the 7th. David Bednar, I mean, you gotta hear his stats. There was no save opportunity in this game, but he had 2 strikeouts again. He has a 2.1 ERA with 37 strikeouts his last 25 innings. He's really remade himself ever since he got sent down. The Pirates, they're still 31-48, and the Rangers, again, I don't know what to make of them. They're 38-40. The Blue Jays were looking prime for an easy W over the White Sox. Andres was doing Andres things, stealing base hits and being absolutely useless in the batter's box. Sorry, he just flat out sucks at hitting. I'm so happy we don't have that contract anymore. Remember, guys, I'm a Guardians fan. I'm so happy he's gone. And look at Bo Bichette. He stole the lead with 2 singles between the 5th and the 7th. He's batting .302 with 23 RBIs and a 900 OPS his last 23 games. Break out the Brinks truck because he's going to be a rich 27-year-old. He's going to get 150 plus easily. Dude, Jeff Hoffman, you're about to see a real-life human turn into Waluigi. Look at his lanky-ass self misplaying the 3rd out in the 8th. It's a tie game now, and ouchies, it got even worse. Miguel Vargas, he retakes the lead with a 2-run double, his 20th double already. And shout out to the rookie Grant Taylor. He earned his first career big league save. He's a former teammate with Paul Skeens on LSU. He completely skipped AAA, at least for my research. He had a 13.5 strikeouts per 9, and they said, yep, you're up now. He could be nasty as well. Andrew Abbott of the Reds is turning into a serious problem. There he is going up 1 on a red-hot Matt McClain home run. He muscled out his 9th. It's finally happening. He's batting .340 with an almost 1,000 OPS since June 6th. Don't forget that he had 23 doubles, 16 home runs, 14 stolen bases, and a 130 OPS plus his first 89 games as a rookie. Abbott, he did give up this 1 run to Pozo, but he brushed it off. And by the way, good for Pozo, who's taking advantage of Herrera and Pages, who just can't stay healthy. Jake Fraley, he's out there in right field. He's showing off the tools. He robs Burleson with a dive and then Pepper a go-ahead double in the 5th. Ellie, he's on base with a hustle double. He's got 15 doubles now, and all Lux had to do was put it in play. No chance that they were ever going to get Ellie at home. Abbott, he got some more help on defense. Kind of a weird play because Steer caught it, and it kind of took a little bit, but the umpires did reverse it. They called it a catch on the fly, and then his 7th inning ends with a cannon corner fly out to left field. So 7 innings, 3 base hits. He has a 1.79 ERA, and it's because of the fastball and changeup duo. He's holding teams under a 190 batting average with those 2 pitches. Emilio Pagan is still somehow staying strong. 18 saves. Both teams, They're within 3 games of the NL wildcard. Arizona is down to 3.5 games back after the Rockies? Mickey Moniak ruined Brandon Fogg's gem with 1 swing. Now, the Rockies, remember, they shipped out Nolan Jones, and they got blessed with a Moniak release a couple days later. He's batting .321 with 8 home runs and a 1,200 OPS his last 18 games. Also, by the way, in that Nolan Jones trade, they got Tyler Freeman, who's batting .323 and .340 on the road. So the Rockies don't do a lot right, but those are some great moves. That's pretty much the game in a nutshell. Sam Halverson has 6 saves. The Rockies, they're 18 and 60, but I guess it could be worse. Guys, that does it for today's recap. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. Love you guys a lot. Enjoy the web gems.
Spader, a fly ball to right field. Back is Frelick. Wind is knocking it down, and Frelick has to...
And a ground ball up the middle, and Bogarts picks it, turns and fires, and gets him!
Again, some good company. Slow roller, bare hand, throw to first, he got him!
Hit towards second, nice play, Brewhon up to first, and...
Up against the netting, he got the out!
Now Altuve lines one to center field. Dell got a good jump coming in, he dives and makes the catch!
The ball to Neese, Vonda stopped by Edman, he's up and throwing. Off again, pounded to the ground at third, the play coming home, what a pick by Teal!
Off on the first pitch, and Kirk will throw down to second, and he got him!
Ooh. Got it! To first, doubled him up!
Pitch. Diving stop by Hayes.
He's so good.